right here at Kalamazoo Valley Arena. You beat the Glen Oaks Vikings. Yes, that's right. And we saw Antonio Harden at his best, but we saw the Cougars at their best too. And then Wednesday, you had a great game up at Grand Rapids. And tell the fans a little bit about that game.
Well, it was a great game, Dave. We were the only team in the Ohio and Michigan that was seated lower than the team they beat Wednesday night. Everybody else has gone by the book, by the standings, but we played a solid game up there. We shot the ball well from three-point range. We were 7 out of 12. We took a chance. We packed it back in, tried to stop their big guys. We didn't really stop them because they were 18 of 25 combined again from the field. But we did force a lot of threes, and they ended up 4 for 26 from three-point range, and we didn't foul them. They only shot 3 free throws, and we shot 15, so we ended up getting out of there with a 17-point win, but it was really more like a 10 or 12. We hit a couple buckets there at the end when it didn't count. It didn't matter.
I know you're going to think a little bit about last year, finishing 4th in the conference, winning the state tournament. What a thrill that was. This year, another exciting game tonight, but you got your work cut out for you.
We do, Dave. Our first round opponent last year in the state Final Four was Henry Ford, and they weren't quite as strong as this team we're playing tonight. But this will be a great challenge. They're 23-5, and they got a lot of talent. They won the Eastern Conference. They go to the boards hard. I think one of the keys tonight will be our ability to rebound with them. We did get out-rebounded again Wednesday at Grand Rapids, but only by 6 this time. So that's one of the things to watch. Kyle Smith, we won't use that as an alibi if he isn't able to go, but he was submarine Wednesday night, and he's got a very stiff back, and he played a little bit yesterday. We didn't have any contact, but he jogged and shot some, and he's out there limping right now. So that's 11 rebounds a game for us. So I'm hoping that it'll loosen up and he'll be able to play as well as he can, because we'll have to have a solid game. We got a good game out of Gary. We got a good game out of John Murray. Elias started off at Grand Rapids, had 16 points in the first half, didn't score again, but John Murray picked us up then, had 21 in the second half. So we were able to really kind of stun Grand Rapids. We won't stun Mott. You know, they played us last year in a regional when they were ranked number 2 in the country. I believe in the final poll this week they were ranked 6, either 6 or 8. You might ask.
We had them at 6.
Yeah, I think they're 6th place in the nation. We beat them last year down there, so they're going to be ready. They know we're on our home court, and we're just going to have to be ready and play as well as we have been. We got 7 straight. I don't think anybody else in the state's won 7 straight, so we're doing some things right.
I was just going to say, about the middle of January, the team was struggling. What's been the key that's turned this team around?
I think the shot selection is part of it, Dave, and the ball movement. We've been able to throw, and I said that after the game Monday night, I think, when we played Glen Oaks. We've been able to throw 1 or 2 more passes and get the ball to the open man. Plus our balance.
Yep.
You know, we have 5 guys in double figures, and then on the season, you can see that 6th and 7th man are averaging 9, because Lavelle and Jim are both at 9-something now on the season. So when you got 7 guys right around 10 or more points, anybody can do it on a certain night. They can't really key to stop you. So we'll have to have that again tonight.
Well, it's a great time of the year to be peaking, and it looks like the Cougars are at their best right now.
I hope so, and I just hope this is a good defensive team. They're giving up 68 points a game, and we're giving up about 83 a game. So that'll be a key for us tonight, too. As you know, we've struggled all year with our defense, and we'll have to be solid defensively tonight against them, and I do think the final is going to be rebounding and offense, so we're going to have to shoot over 50% probably to beat them.
I look forward to a great game, Coach. It's going to be exciting.
Thanks a lot.
Won 6 in a row, and as I was saying, 16 out of 17. We match up fine size-wise, but these guys go hard to the boards, and the difference in the game could be their defense. They're averaging 68 points a game, and their margin of victory is 15 in average margin of victory.
In the other semifinal game completed about 1 hour ago, the Lansing Stars beat Henry Ford 99-67. So the table's set for a Western Conference final if the Cougars can survive this test tonight. Kyle Smith and Siegfried Hodge jump it up. And number 10, Eric Thompson, has first possession for the Mott Bears.
Big issue is Kyle's back. See how he's going to hold up.
Good
here.
defense by Lavelle Guess as he created some difficulty with a shot, created some offense for John Murray, and John put the first basket through the hoop, and that gets the Cougars on the board 2-0 with 19:30 left to play in the first half. Good start for the Cougars. Man-to-man defense.
Spivey with the ball and the shot. And Kyle Smith, who's been hurting with a bad back the last couple days, comes off with a rebound. Murray, long range, no. Kyle Smith with the rebound. He's in the middle, in traffic. Doesn't get the shot, comes loose. Kyle diving on the floor, but number 13, Davis, to Thompson, and he's got 3, and that puts Mott on the board with 3 points and in the lead, 3-2 with 18:46 showing.
Thompson's the leading scorer for Mott, averaging 15 a game here. So
good work by Forrest. He tipped it away to Guess, and then the ball stripped away again, but now Mott comes up with it. Spivey in close, gives the feed to Hodge, and that puts Mott up 5-2. Good passing there internally by the Bears. Lavelle Guest breaks down the middle. Gary Hall with the pass, and Lavelle will go to the line for 2. 18:10 on the clock. Cougars trailing by 3.
Well, they let him play here a little bit. There were a couple of times I thought there were fouls, particularly one with Kyle Smith. I thought he got hit there, but Lavelle Guest gets the call and hits the first one. Now Mott has 11 players on the roster. They're missing Jeff Engel, who's home with the flu, but they have they get all 11 players into their lineup. It's a bit like Kalamazoo where they go deep in the bench.
Well, I think in the last part of the season, the team has really come together, and coach knows what role each player is going to fill. John Murray slashing to the basket, and Cougars are in the lead, 6-5. John with his second basket. 17:41 left to play in the first half. Roy Davis with the ball to Thompson. Pass inside, good body position by number 40, Barry, and that puts Mott back into the lead, 7-6. Hall on the drive, doesn't get it. Hodge with the rebound. Thompson with the shot, in and out, and Lavelle Guest comes out of there with it. Up quickly to Gary Hall.
John Murray, just to put some pressure on the shooter.
Long one by Spivey, and Hodge with the rebound, and number 13, Roy Davis, shook loose underneath. Another good pass by the Bears. 9-6. Mott on top by 3. Spin by Murray, fade, and he doesn't get it. Tipped by Kyle Smith, and it goes out of bounds to the Cougars. So, ill-advised pass by Hodge. And the Cougars have possession. We've got timeout. 22nd timeout by Mott with a score, 9-6. Mott on top, 16:35 left to play in the first half.
You get that rebound if you keep him boxed out. Keep him out until we get the ball, and then you can take off when we get the ball. I want you to push the ball now. Look when you get it on the inbounds. Look down the floor. Look to our people running. If you can get it down there, good. Take a good one, fine. But you got to get back. I mean, the second shot I'm worried about as much as the first shot. We got to get the ball after they shoot the first one. All 5 guys got to go after it on the glass. Let's go. Get it and start the fast break. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, we do have to go hard to the boards with these guys. We did a good job against Grand Rapids the other night, but it's a different
Well, that's
game.
been one of our strengths too, is to get the ball up the floor quickly once we have possession, and we've got a lot of transition baskets in the last 7 or 8 games. Been a big part of these victories. A long one by Forrest is off to the right, and Spivey with the rebound. Barry back to Spivey. Cougars still in man-to-man defense. Thompson on the drive. He stops, pops, short, and the tip blocked. Mott again with another rebound, blocked again by Smith, and John Murray is breaking to the basket, scores! John Murray, great tip by Kyle Smith as he not only blocked the shot, he put it in a position where Murray could create a fast break. So
good hustle by John Murray.
Exactly. Kyle again blocks.
Boy, Kyle's got about 4 blocks already.
I know, and he's blocking the ball in a position where we can still maintain possession.
Boy.
John Murray with the shot and a foul. Puts the Cougars in the lead, 10-9, and John will go to the line. John with 8 of the Cougars' 10 points. And there's been a lot of scoring early in this game. There's 15:31 left, and it's 10-9 already. John has a chance to put the Cougars up by 2. Jim Hanlon checks in. So far, Kyle Smith is showing no signs of that back problem they talked about. I'm sure there's a lot of adrenaline flowing. Murray a little short with that free throw. Cougars on top by 1. Good hustle by Davis as he went after his own shot, and number 4 into the game is Anthony Chandler, and he scores. Mott on top by 2. Gary Hall down in the corner. Tries to push it into Hanlon, but it was heavy traffic. Mott comes up with the steal. 15 minutes left in the first half, and it looked like it had been a walking.
Travel there, yeah.
35 is Lonnie Jackson for Mott. And there the travel's called. I think he got away with it once, but not twice. So the Cougars benefit from the turnover with 14:52 on the clock. They trail by 1, 11-10. Mott in a man-to-man defense. The ball's loose, and Mott comes up with it. Spivey stops, pops, and scores. (13-10). Mott up by 3. Feed into Kyle Smith. Spins, fires, scores, and he's fouled. Great work by Kyle Smith as he muscled up the shot.
Boy, he's off to a good start.
He sure is.
John Murray's been done well on defense, and on offense, and Kyle's held him in on defense.
At this pace, he could have a triple-double, and that's a tough one to have over 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 block shots.
Right.
That's a tough one, but he may do it.
Dave Mott beat Grand Rapids in their only game, and they split with Lansing. Those are the 2 Western Conference leaders, so they did fairly well against the Western Conference. Those were the only 3 games that they had within our league.
Well, that noise over there led by the Mott cheerleaders. Kyle Smith completes the 3-point play. 13 apiece. 14-18 on the clock. Roy Davis with the ball for Mott. Spivey may have traveled again as he stepped and then moved the other foot. Dion McPherson is into the game now for the Cougars as Spivey is in the air and travels.
Yeah, that was 2.5 steps there.
Jim Hanlon with the ball for the Cougars, who drives and finds John Murray, and John happened to be on the out-of-bounds line when he caught the ball. Jim Hanlon kind of got caught in the air there. He wanted to draw the defense and did, but unfortunately John was not in bounds during the play. Spivey in the corner. Thompson
13 on the shot
drives and is short. Rebound tipped, and Gary Hall picks it up to Hanlon. into Kyle Smith. And John Murray took an extra step.
Out of his hand before he picked up his foot. You let this go and then you call that down there.
Well, a little more riding on this game than the normal games because tournament action and people get excited.
We want to play one more time.
Lonnie Jackson gives a good feed to the cutter, and fortunately he didn't get that layup. Lawson was the cutter, and he was short with the shot, but he was fouled.
I didn't start this game, Dave, by telling you that I am glad to see you one more time here broadcasting. It's nice to be. I wasn't sure this was going to happen.
Well, I think everybody's glad to be here.
Coach mentioned that win over Mott last year when they were ranked number 2, but one that stands out for me also is one going back about 15 years that we were talking about, and the weather was warm at that same time, and Mott had a recruit who was going to play at Michigan State, Gerald Woodbury, and Kalamazoo Valley played 6 players, went to a stall, beat Mott.
Kyle Smith works hard for the rebound. He scores and he's fouled. Great work by Kyle Smith inside. Cougars in the lead, 15-14.
Hate to say it, Dave, but Kyle's back looks better than usual.
He is working hard underneath. More fresh legs for Mott as number 50, Chico Price, and number 30, Renardo Brown check in. A lot of these players from the Flint area. Flint Southwestern has 3, Flint Hamady, Flint Northern, and Flint Beecher. Kyle with the free throw, and the Cougars back on top. 16-14 with 12:33 left to play in the first half. 24 is Jamal Stallings. A long shot by Lawson. A tip underneath. Another putback, and Kyle Smith with the rebound. And we got some numbers. Hanlon in a hurry. Kicks it out to John McPherson. Doesn't get it. Gary Hall with a rebound to McPherson from 10. He's got it. Good work all around as Gary Hall stayed with that rebound, and Deion McPherson cut to the open spot, got a little closer, and nailed that jumper. Three-pointer is a brick there by number 24, Stallings. Tipped out of bounds. Off Cougar hand. And that goes to the Bears.
Ron Nordquist didn't have the call, and he deferred to Joe there, and I don't like Joe's call there.
Well, I happen to be looking down, so I was looking at my scoring book there. Knocked away by Hanlon, but recovered. Lawson on the drive. Maybe it took an extra step, but... And boy, Mott's getting a lot of rebounds. Boy, Kyle may have had a foul there, and now we do have a foul. It's on number 35, Lonnie Jackson.
Well,
and I think Kyle Smith got away with one there.
This is tournament time, Dave. They are.
Well, there's a lot of activity underneath the boards, and they finally called something, and it's hard to figure out why it was called when, but we take it. Murray in the lane. To McPherson. John, get out of the lane. Yeah.
You mentioned, Dave, a lot of players from Flint here. There's about 7 or 8 of them, and I'm sure John Murray played at Saginaw Arthur Hills, so that's another Class A school over there, so I'm sure that he played a few high school games against these players.
Yep. Cougars on top by 4, 18-14 with 11:04 left to play in the first half. Brown with the shot. No, and Hanlon gets the rebound, releases to John Murray. And he flies to the basket. John Murray covered about 15 feet with that last jump. The Lansing Stars are leaving for home, I imagine. Get a good night's sleep. Cougars on top by 6, 20-14. Tough shot by Price, and McPherson with the shot. Great pass by Gary Hall. Good patience by John Murray. And Mott calls timeout with the Cougars on top. 22-14 and 10:21 left to play in the first half.
Stay up here. Stay up. Good job, John. Way to run the floor. Okay, Eric's got you. You're taking the ball out of bounds now. You all right? Okay. Box out and help each other out. They got a lot of that high-low stuff now. You guys try to help down when that guard comes out high, just like we did at Grand Rapids, and you see a postman behind you, slide back and favor the postman so he can't catch it and dump it down to the low guy. Okay, and then come back up and keep challenging the shot. That's the way to run the floor. If you push it like that, we got to play good defense first and run the floor like that. We're in business now. Watch them go into a zone press or switching their defense in some way and execute your route. You still got to come to the runner's route. That's the way to look, Jim. Go!
Boy, it wasn't on camera, but Coach Schmidt was not very happy during that timeout. He was yelling and screaming about as loud as it gets here.
Well, Mott may have taken some rather ill-advised shots in the last few times. I would say that's one thing they're going to have to do, and the other is get back on defense. You can't give up those transition baskets time after time, and that's been one of the Cougars' strengths, is to attack. Right there, Eric Wells got the ball loose, and John Murray comes up with it. The Cougars continuing the attack. Hanlon to the basket. No, and we get a foul. .9:53 left. The Cougars on top by 8, 22-14, and a foul on Jim Hanlon. It's only the second team foul on the Cougars. Lavelle Guess returns to the game. And knocked away by Guess. Lavelle to the basket, and there's 2 more points for the Cougars. 24-14, a 10-point lead. Spivey is fouled by Lavelle Guess, and that's unfortunate because Spivey was going to be caught in the air with a bad pass had
he
there
had
not been
nowhere
some
to go.
contact. Thompson into Spivey, good spin, and there's another foul on Guess.
Dave, during the regular season, I like to kind of defer to the refs because they have a pretty good view. But in the playoffs, I'd like to take over on some of these calls.
Okay.
I think I could assist on that last call because I didn't see much.
Well, we saw his left hand, but we didn't see his right hand. Maybe there was some pushing going on, but anyway.
That pushing there, Dave, was on the ball.
Yeah, okay. It looked like it. Spivey at the line for 2. He's got 1 thus far. And not 2, but Hodge with the rebound. And boy, I think, well, that was Deion McPherson.
We'll give him that one.
Yeah.
We'll give him that one. We picked up 3 quick fouls in the last 60 seconds.
When I first saw that, I thought that was Lavelle again.
Yeah.
24-15, the Cougars on top with 9:22 remaining in the first half, and we've got the knee of Siegfried Hodge being inspected there. I guess it's all right now. Barry gets 1 out of 2. Cougars come out quickly. Good back cut by Guess. He gets it. Great pass by Hanlon. Lavelle with 6 points. we've got a illegal screen there by number 11, Hodge.
The calls are coming in bunches now.
Well, again, the extra adrenaline in a tournament game, if they let too much of that go on, it could get out of hand. So they're trying to keep this game under wraps. Cougars on top by 10. 9:04 on the clock.
Davis.
Well, there, Thompson essentially rode Gary Hall down the court.
Davis, John Murray been out?
Not yet. Rebound by number 30, Brown. Thompson on the drive, he scoops it in. 26-18 now, the Cougar lead back to 8. Gary Hall from the free throw line, and Gary has his first basket of the half. 28-18, Cougars on top.
Boy, I think he just plowed.
Look out, here I come.
Yeah, that was not a very clever move.
Well, Hodge probably has about 20 pounds on Kyle Smith.
Yeah.
And there we've got another foul on 10.
Yeah, Thompson. And
that's the 7th team foul, and that puts Gary Hall at the line, one of our better free throw shooters.
Yep, he started the league with 15 straight. So he's in 70% or thereabouts.
I bet those were stats you were looking for here a few minutes ago.
Yes, they were.
Here we got some. Let's see. Yeah, those are kind of early stats.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you know it, I found stats from about 10 games ago and not one from...
Well, the only one that matters really is that he made that one.
Yeah, he's 100% this time.
1 for 1.
Oh, well, we'll forget about stats. Concentrate on the game. And Gary was concentrating at the line as he got them both to put the Cougars back up by 10, 30-20.
John Murray is taking a seat. Ryan Kennedy's in the game.
Whoa, he went too far, and Ernie Pryor was right on the call. Good work by Gary Hall. He goes to the basket, gets his own rebound, and there he's fouled by number, 40. Barry?
Boy, Brown and Hodge had a little collision underneath there, and I think Brown bridged his own man there. It was an almost dangerous play there.
Well, Gary, 3 for 3 from the line. Four for 4, Gary with 6 points, and the Cougars up by 12, 32-20. Brown, Hodge with fadeaway, he doesn't get it. Lavelle Guess with the rebound, up quickly to Kennedy. And Mott gets in front of the pass. 7 minutes left to play in the first half. Spivey on the drive at the baseline. A good move as he had a nice jump to the basket and ended up with a reverse layup and cut that lead to 10, 32-22. Gary Hall from 17. Gary is hot. 33-34, 22 now. The Cougars up by 12 and 8 points for Gary Hall, and most of them here in the last minute. Barry gets caught in the lane, and now to Brown. No, and the tip is loose, and we've got Lavelle Guest to Ryan Kennedy, but the numbers were not in his favor. Ryan makes a good decision. For Forrest for three, in and out. Kyle Smith, no, and Kyle is on the floor, and we need a stop in the action. And Kyle re-injured that back, and that is not good news for the Cougars. 6:03 left to play in this first half, and the Cougars up by 12. We'll turn the coach's mic on and see if we can find out what's going on.
Same spot. Is your back, Kyle, or your ankle? Your left ankle. He got hurt Wednesday night too. Yeah.
Is he going to the same ankle?
No, it was his back Wednesday night. So. Yeah.
Well, it's Kyle's ankle, and he seems to be in a lot of pain right now. Eric Wells enters the game. I think Jim Halen also checked in. And I think Kyle will get up here momentarily. May see action later on tonight, but I would say his chances of action tomorrow are greatly inhibited.
Yeah, that's...
Usually an ankle will feel better after walking around a little bit, and then the next day you find out, oh my, that hurts.
Yeah. Well, that right there is a blow there.
Yep.
He had about 5 block shots here in the first period.
And 6 points too on 2 3-point plays.
Very efficient shooting, and he's gotten quite a few rebounds.
Well, Kyle's been a big force here with this Cougar surge in the last part of the season. But the Cougars are pretty resilient. They've got some people that
Working
can play through it, and we'll see what happens. They're up by 12 with 5:57 left to play in the first half. Spivey with the ball. Thompson looks inside.
Boy.
Barry is just manhandling Lavelle Guest.
Yeah, he's just pounding him.
And we've got a held ball. And it's Cougar possession.
As I said, Dave, I would be very happy to assist with the officiating in this game.
I haven't noticed him looking up here yet, Gordon, so you may have to
well, if they're
be patient with that assist.
Fair about it, they will.
Okay. Gary Hall, and he's knocked to the floor after the shot. He'll be at the line for 2 shots. Foul on Renardo Brown. Trainer is working on Kyle's ankle. Oddly enough, they didn't tape it up.
It looks like he's just putting the shoe back on.
Yeah, I would at least tape it up. Well, our manager, Brian Berry, says it's iffy. But I'd say his chances of coming back are pretty good if he's not even putting any tape on it.
Yep.
He's going to put some ice on it for a while. Good defense by Kennedy as he was right in his face on the shot.
Eric Wells got that rebound. We're going to have to see quite a few more out of Eric. Eric's going to see a lot more time than he normally does.
Eric has been playing well too. Hall doesn't get it. Eric Wells tips. The ball still loose, and Spivey comes out with it. To the basket, and he's fouled by Kennedy. Kyle Smith limping behind the basket now as he goes to the trainer's room, and they're going to probably give it a good taping up and checking out to see what his chances are here to play next half.
Mott's offensive output has been incredibly low here. To have 23 points here in 15 minutes is...
John Murray and Dion McPherson return to the game.
They're averaging about 85 a game, so to be right here is just...
Spivey gets them both. Jim Hanlon goes to the basket, and he's fouled by Barry, number 40.
Well, we're in the double bonus now. Jim was getting 2 anyway.
Yep.
But they go so deep that they're not likely to run into foul trouble with players, but we'll be shooting 2 from here on in.
Hanlon with his first point of the night. Of course, Jim and Elias were part of that state championship team last year, so they've been here and done that. Hopefully they can been there and do it again, or be there and do it again. I don't recall if the Cougars have ever won back-to-back state championships.
I don't believe so, Dave. I think they went 87, 89, 91.
Okay. Chandler with the ball. Ball is loose now, and it goes to the Cougars. A good defensive activity there makes it very difficult for Mott to make their passes, and the Cougars come up with another loose ball. Cougars up by 9, 35-24, with 4:24 left to play in the first half as Hall drives, feeds, and we got a basket by Eric Wells.
Oh, that was pretty assist.
Textbook work by the Cougars. Thompson in traffic throws up a brick. And we got travel there on Jackson as he hopped with both feet, and again, referee was right on the play. And now Mott is relaxing their full court pressure and try to concentrate on their half court defense. It looks like they may even be in a zone here. So I don't know, we might bring our three-point shooters in, although we got 2 of them right now.
Yeah, there's
Eric Wells with the rebound, and good work, and we're going to call timeout. 22nd, I think we're going to have a timeout to attack that
a little
zone.
discussion on the zone, yep.
Okay, 22nd, 20. All right, now, that was a 1-2-2 zone or a 3-2 zone, whichever you want to call it. We want 2 guards out, so Gary will be out here with the 2-man, Gary and Dion, either side, and John's going to sprint the baseline, and Jim's going to post up on one side and Eric on the other side. Now, when it is passed down here to John, this guy is going to fleisch in there. Okay, that takes away the weak side help, so you may be able to throw it right to the high post man or the low post man. And then when we reverse it, you sprint the baseline. Okay, it's just 2 out on the block. Now, we haven't worked a lot against that, but man, there's holes all over it. You can get shots you want, just take good ones. Step in there and drill it. So, penetrate and dish it. Set your feet and drill it.
Well, we're going to get some shots from outside here if they stay in this zone, and Gary Hall and Dion McPherson are 2 very good shooters, so.
We'll see what happens. 3:42 left to play. The Cougars up by 13.
Just getting another report from Brian Berry there, again on Kyle Smith's ankle, and he says that he could be back in the second half.
Murray to McPherson, the Hall,
Yeah,
there it is.
Clock.
Well, Eric Eric Wells may have been pushed from behind as he did not go straight up, was jumping and moving. And Spivey with a three-pointer, and no, and we've got rebounding there by Eric Wells and Jim Hanlon. So 3 minutes left in the first half. The Cougars working on this zone. Actually, the zone seems to be pretty strong on the perimeter and weaker on the inside. I think we might be able to get something in close if we work at it. Down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Murray from long range, and no. Thompson on the attack. Spivey scores. 37-26. It's kind of a matchup zone, Gordon. I don't, at one point I look at 1-2-2, and then when we shift down, there's well, let's see, Jim Hanlon with the shot. Oh, what a tip by Murray that didn't fall, but he had it timed beautifully and just would not fall in. John cuts off Spivey, and Eric Wells ties him up. John Murray did the hustling play to cut off that baseline, and then when he turned, Eric Wells was right there to tie him up.
Possession arrow to Mott.
Yep. 1:50 left. The Cougars on top by 11. What started out to be a very high-scoring game has gotten away from that. And we get a foul on Eric Wells as Jackson will go to the line for two.
Is that Eric's first or second, Dave? Do you remember?
I think that's his first.
With Kyle gone, we don't want to have Eric get in foul trouble.
Jackson a little strong with that first shot. In and out, Hanlon with the rebound. Gary Hall for three. There it is, Gary Hall with 11. 39 now, 40-26. Cougars up by 14 as Spivey drives. And in traffic, he scores. Spivey's been the one player that's keeping Mott in the game here lately. Murray has it knocked out of bounds by Lawson. 1:08 left to play. Cougars on top by 12 and playing very well. May have lost the services of Kyle Smith, at least for the rest of this half. He may return in the second half. But a very physical game. Pass to McPherson. Three-pointer is in. Dion McPherson. So the Cougars hit 2 3-pointers in a row and increase their lead to 15, 43-28. Thompson shoots. Good pressure, but
boy, that's one thing we
Jackson
can't allow. We can't have them feasting on the boards.
Cougars committed themselves when 3 guys jumped at Thompson. Thompson got the shot off, and then he had plenty of help on the rebound. But the Cougars patiently looking at maybe one shot here. There's about 5 seconds difference in the shot and the game clock.
We're down to 20 seconds on the game clock.
And there the ball is loose, and a dangerous save by Chandler, as I don't think anybody hit it. He thought it may have gone off a Mott player. Now there's 6 seconds left in the half, and Thompson to Spivey for 3. It's short, and the ball's loose. John Murray lets it go. Oh, John Murray from about 3/4 court came within a few inches. I'm not sure if he got that shot off in time, but the Cougars are looking good, Gordon. 43-30.
It's a great half.
A great half, good defense. I think the Mott shooting percentage will be rather low. The Cougars shot about I'll guess 40%. Not the best, but good enough to be on top.
Yep.
And had 29 rebounds. The Cougars, with John Murray with 12 and Gary Hall with 11, shot a little better at 43.2%, had 5 less rebounds at 24. And Gordon, this has been a defensive struggle. It's been a hard-fought physical battle. The Cougars seem to be winning right now.
To hold Mott to 30 points in the first half is superb.
Well, it's a defensive game. A lot of our baskets have come on transition. I'd say perhaps at least 10 points of our 43. That in itself could be the difference thus far.
Mott has not done any perimeter shooting, Dave. Their outside shooting has just been non-existent. They've made, I think, 2 threes, and that's been about it.
Okay, Gary Hall with the ball. And he has a driving shot that falls. Gary Hall. Tough shot, but a great way to start the second half.
Yep.
Cougars up by 15. Barry on top. Spivey inside to Hodge. Hodge turns. And may have stepped out of bounds, and he did. Good work by the Cougars. Took that baseline away, and Hodge said, I'm going anyway. Murray in a hurry. Lavelle Gas from 18. No, and a rebound by Davis to Hodge, and Hodge for the slam. He misses it. Eric Wells with the rebound. Few raspberries from the fans. Murray from 18, and he doesn't get it. And Barry steps on the line as he tries to save it.
Yeah, Hodge is getting hooted a little bit by the crowd there.
Yeah.
He might have been better advised to just take the 2, but
Murray inside to Hanlon. Jim squares to the basket, spins. Now feeds to Eric Wells, who has a good shot, but it's partially blocked. And Barry comes up with the ball. To Thompson, and there's a goaltend.
Dave, I've noticed particularly lately when you get that choice on the floor whether to slam it or to just take the easy 2, you go with the easy 2.
Yep. 45-32, 18:38 left to play in this game. Mott in a man-to-man defense. Murray drives across the middle, looking for space. No, and a loose ball is recovered by Spivey. So the Cougars 1 out of 3 from the field here in the second half. As Barry in close and may have walked before the foul, but he was fouled. And that's what they saw, and it will be out of bounds to Mott. Foul on Hanlon. His second personal foul.
Leonard Jordan has got an honorary degree earlier this year and got a letter also, and
knocked away by Guess, and that looked pretty clean.
And Leonard was earning that letter just a minute ago, calming the bench down there. They were complaining a little bit about a call, and Leonard went over and quieted them. He's a great influence on this team.
45-32, Spivey inside, and Hodge with the rebound. Hodge starting to assert himself on the boards here. Kyle Smith has not made an entrance to the playing area.
He stayed in the trainer's room.
Jim Hanlon tries from long range, and Mott with the rebound. Roy Davis in a hurry. To Hodge, to Spivey. He's got it. Might want a timeout, and we have that with the Cougars still up by 9, 45-36, and 17:38 left to play in the half.
Okay, have a seat. They got a full timeout. Now, Man, the only thing we're doing wrong now is we're trying to do it one-on-one instead of moving the ball. The ball's got to move a little bit before you make that one-on-one move. Okay, get the ball moving. Now that means you got to create a lead. They're in the passing lanes. He went down there and screamed out at halftime about digging. So this is a place where you might get a good back door, but you got to keep cutting hard to get that lead, create that lead. Also, you can go up the middle instead of just out. If he's overplaying you, sprint up the middle and take it over to the side and get it started from there, Gary. Okay, the ball's got to move now, and we can't stand and watch him jump. We got to get after that rebound. Don't give up on it if you don't get it. Knock it out of there if you can't get two hands on it. Stay after and come up with it. Come on, we've worked too hard to get to this spot now. Let's get some offense going. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, Dave, the first couple of minutes of the second half looked entirely different from the first 20 minutes of the game. We got beat up and down the floor a couple of times. We got a good break when Hodge missed the jam, but
Mott goes back to full court pressure. Lavelle Guess with the ball. Gary Hall on top. Goes to the screen by Hanlon. He's open. He shoots. He scores. Gary Hall with another basket. 47-36. Cougars up by 11. Spivey drives and scores. Spivey with a quick move on a baseline. Hanlon back to Eric Wells, and Jim looks at a three. Is short. Eric Wells with a tip. Ball still loose and hits the out-of-bounds line. Off Mott to the Cougars. So break there by the Cougars. 47-38 with 16:53 on the clock. Mott seems to be much more aggressive here in the early going of the second half than they were in the first half. As Gary Hall has the ball slip through his hands. Thompson on a breakaway. And now the lead's down to 7, 47-40. We got 3-on-2 break. John Murray to the basket. John doesn't get it. Eric Wells tip. No. John Murray, yes. Cougars get 3 shots and they convert. John Murray with his 14th point.
big basket there.
Yes, they needed to cash in on that break. Thompson drives and gets a shot. Good touch by Thompson. John Murray in a hurry. And he's fouled by Spivey. 16:06 left to play in the game, and the Cougars on top by 7. 49-42 as Elias Faforas, Dion McPherson check in. Elias has been quiet thus far.
Well, we got to work hard on the boards here.
Murray gets an opening to the basket. He jumps it home. John Murray explodes on the baseline and puts the Cougars up by 9. Long one by Barry, and that's the shot we want Mott to take. Gary Hall with a long rebound, up quickly to McPherson. Dion for 3. And he doesn't get it. Barry with a rebound. Spivey to Thompson. Inside to Spivey, gives a good pass to Barry. 51-44, Cougars on top by 7 with 15:14 left. John Murray gets caught in the air. Hanlon recovers. We've got about 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Inside to Faforas. To McPherson, to Murray. We're down to 5 seconds. John with a long one. Off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Faforas. So we got a fresh 35.
Kyle Smith is in the background there on crutches. So
that
he's
does not look
coming
good.
back.
Gary Hall with a turnaround 15-footer in traffic. Gary with 6 points in the second half. He's got 17 on the night. Cougars on top by 9, 53-44. Davis with the ball to Spivey. Jumps, fires.
Spivey took a jump step there.
I know.
Might have been a travel.
Gary Hall in traffic. To Murray. He got it. John Murray. Cougars back up by 11, 55-44. With 14 minutes left to play. Kyle Smith on crutches, and it looks like he has heavy bandage on his left ankle.
Yeah.
But he's out here to support his team. .13:58 on the clock. The Cougars up by 11. Thompson from 15. Gary Hall with the ball now. 9-point advantage for the Cougars. For Forrest for three. Is short. Gary Hall with a rebound and the shot. He doesn't get it. The rebound there by Stallings. Thompson with the ball. And it's loose, but recovered by Mott.
20 on the shot clock. They still got plenty of time.
And a three-pointer rattles in by Stallings. Murray with the ball. And the drive stops. And the ball was short. He wanted a foul. And Murray knocks it loose. 55-49, a 6-point lead for the Cougars with lots of time left. 12:42 on the clock. Eric Wells checks in for Hanlon. Lawson shakes loose underneath, misses a shot. It's out of bounds to the Cougars.
That was good fortune there because he had shaken loose.
I think it was one of those cases where he expected contact and it didn't come. Gary Hall patiently with the ball now to Forrest. To McPherson. To Hall. He looks at three, shoots. It's short. Ball is loose, picked up by Thompson. Good block by Wells, but a foul on the play by Gary Hall. And that wasn't much of a foul.
Right.
55-49. Cougars still have a 6-point advantage. Long one by Stallings. Rebound underneath, and now to Thompson for three. In and out. Stallings doesn't get it. And we got a foul underneath as the Cougars dodge a bullet. Mott with several good opportunities underneath.
Yeah, they had 3 offensive rebounds. And
foul is on Chandler, number 4. 12 minutes left to play in this semifinal game. The Cougars drive by Wells, feed to Forrest. It's 2 points for Elias, and Elias is on the board now. Good work, good decisions underneath. Cougars, who finished third in the Western Conference, are battling the Eastern Conference champions, and we've got a 3-second call on Thompson.
that was just a bad judgment to pick up his dribble while he was in the lane. Good defense by the Cougars, though.
Yep. Kennedy checks in for Murray as John gets a rest.
crucial stretch here with John on the bench. He's carried the offensive load today. And
well, he and Gary both have 6 points here in the second half. For Forrest is the only other Cougar on the board right now in the second half with 2 points. Good pass by Kennedy, who leads McPherson. Dion from 15, he's got it. Dion with 7 points on the night, and we could use a hot spell by Dion. As he puts the Cougars up by 10, 59-49.
Dion's capable of it.
Exactly. He's a streak shooter, and there Gary Hall got his money's worth on that foul.
Yeah.
And that's at least 3 on Gary. But Gary made sure that Spivey was not going to convert. Well, that's only his second foul. Gary, of course, from Benton Harbor, and they're currently the #1 high school team in the state of Michigan. Lavelle Guess will give Gary Hall a rest. (59-51). The lead's down to 8. And we have trouble getting the ball in. We got a 20-second timeout. Cougars up by 8.
No, who's got 13?
I got 4.
I got 24. Okay, now you're going to cut. You're going to cut first, and it's got to be a hard cut. This is that drill we do in practice, where you got to blast out of there to get open, and you got to hit him when he's Elias. You got to hit him when he gets a step, when he's open, and Lavelle's going to be in the middle if you catch the ball. We turn and go with it. All right. Got to attack the glass now. Great pass to Dion. Good bucket now. It's going to be a battle, man. We're going to dig in now. Let's execute on offense. Got a good screen.
Who's got 13? Anybody knows?
Who got it? I got it.
I got 20. I had 24. That's why I was holding that first. D got 23. He took 23.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good. Let's dig in now. They've got to have a good stretch right here. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, Dave, this is a good part of what happens in this game is going to be conditioning from here on out. You get into the fourth quarter and you're not in great shape, particularly at this time of the year in the semifinals of the state tournament.
There's a home run pass that Chandler intercepts as a free safety. Davis forces a shot, and he's fouled. And they're going to call it on Guess, and Lavelle has at least 3.
I believe that's his third, Dave.
Well, that's his 4th.
Okay.
And Gary Hall jumps back up off the bench, as does Jim Hanlon.
From the back here, you can see 25 Spivey, and I thought he's leaned in on some of these free throws here.
And Davis doesn't convert on that first one. (11:17) left to play. Cougars have an 8-point lead, 59-51. And we got a foul on Chandler. That's only the 3rd team foul on Mott. You know, one of the luxuries of this team is we've got probably 4 or 5 people who can bring the ball up under pressure, Gordon.
Yeah.
And not every time do we have that type of situation. I mean, every year, I should say.
Every year, yep.
Of course, Jim Hanlon plays a forward position most of the time. Last year, he played a lot of point guard. Eric Wells with a lane to the basket. Stops, shot, doesn't get it. Spivey with the rebound. Chandler has it knocked loose by Wells. The Cougars with 6 team fouls in the, could get in the bonus here pretty quickly, and Mott still at 3, so Mott with 1 advantage here at this point. Also Lavelle Guess in some foul trouble with 4. Spivey gets a lane to the basket. He's fouled again by Wells. One of the benefits of a win tonight is an excellent seed in this regional tournament.
Yep.
The Cougars have already done pretty well for themselves with a pretty good seed, but they'll get a really nice one if they can come up with another win tonight. Spivey gets 1 out of 2, and the lead's down to 6. And we have to burn another timeout getting the ball in, and those may be expensive as we get into the later stages of the game.
You got to cut sooner and get open, and then second man. And then you got to see everybody. Jim Eric's the one who was open that time because they left a guy there. Okay, but that play's over now. Let's forget that. Let's just dig in. Men, the good cut, you got to go into him, hesitate, and then blast. And you go. You can make one fake and go, and then you throw him a good lead pass. And when you catch it, Gary, you got to stay in the middle and be hungry for the ball. Take it one-on-one down your side. Okay, and if they trap you, kick it right into Gary. Man, this is a good defensive team we're playing, so those fundamentals that we talk about all the time come to the fore right here. You act like you don't want the ball. The three-man's got to be able to catch the ball and throw it to Gary. That's the easiest way to get it down to 4. You catch it short. Don't be running away from it on a diagonal cut. Hook right back to it and catch it. And when you catch it, if you turn up square and you don't feel confident starting that dribble, kick it back over to Jim. Let Jim bring it down. Or look in the middle to the second guy, which will be Dion, the 2-man going in there. Okay, now let's play strong now. Let's go. Handle the run. Let's go. Let's go. Run a good cut.
Well, as you said, Dave, I hope we don't have to. I hope we don't need some timeouts here at the end because we've had to burn 2 or 3 of them, waiting, trying to get the ball in bounds. So.
59-53 with 10:28 left to play. Knocked out of bounds by number 24, Stallings. Mott showing a lot of quickness on that press. Seems like once we can get the ball in bounds, it puts us in pretty good shape. Tough shot by Hall. Gary with the basket.
Cougar bench comes up. They appreciate that one.
Everybody but Kyle.
Yeah.
He's elevating his left leg right there on the sideline. Maybe we'll pick that up here in a minute.
Gary's 4 for 6 from the line.
And he converts a 3-point play to put the Cougars back up by 9. Spivey works that baseline and scores another one. Well, we have not been able to stop him on the baseline here in the last 5 minutes. 62-55, Cougars up by 7. Good pass by Jim Hanlon. That bounce pass was the ticket. And Eric Wells cashed it in. Well,
Spivey may have come in from out of bounds to pick that one up.
Well, Ryan Kennedy working hard, knocked it out. I think Eric Wells got away with a push there, but 9:35 left to play. The Cougars are maintaining a 9-point lead. They started the second half up by 13. And Mott has come out working awful hard on defense. Made it tougher for the Cougars to score, but the Cougars hanging in there. Thompson to Hodge. Hodge spins, fires, tough shot, he scores, and is fouled. And let's see how many that is on Eric. That's Eric's 3rd foul with 9:19 left.
We don't want to lose another big man.
And it rolls out. Hanlon with the rebound. Drives and scores. Jim Hanlon. This long pass to Spivey. he gets it. What
Boy, that was a tough shot.
That was pretty creative. He didn't have much of an angle to the basket, and he created one. So Mott gets that basket right back. 66-59. Cougars up by 7. McPherson under pressure, doesn't get it. Hodge with a rebound. Spivey to Davis. Doesn't get it. And Chandler is fouled by Hanlon underneath. It's a game of fundamentals, and one of the fundamental things of rebounding is to block out first and then get the ball, and that was the critique from the bench, I heard.
Yep.
One thing, Mott has not impressed me with their free throw shooting so far.
No.
In the first half, they were 5 out of 10, and I would say about 50% is what they're doing here in the second half. So we have committed our 9th team foul. Mott's only have committed 4. The ball's loose. Gary Hall with the rebound and a lane to the basket. Gary stops. He's open, but now gives it to Hanlon. Jim wanted to drop it off to Eric Wells, but it goes off a Mott head, I think, out of bounds.
Yep. Well, one thing, thinking ahead, Dave, about Kyle Smith's ankle, and that it'd be impossible for him to play tomorrow night, but I'm wondering how he'll be for the regional tournament,
Yeah.
which comes up in a week.
Well, again, it would behoove us to win tonight because we might not play till Wednesday or Thursday. John Murray slashing to the basket. He's got 8 points in the second half, 20 on the night. Spivey's looking for that baseline again. This time he jumps back.
That's a bad matchup to have Spivey and being guarded by Lavelle Guest because, boy, you got hacked there.
Well, the Cougars get a break as the ball was loose. It went into Jim Hanlon's hand. He pushed it inside to Guess, and Lavelle goes up with the basket. You know, I wonder, the way Mott has been shooting from outside, if we might consider going into a zone here, because they've been getting about 75% of their points, I'd guess, from
Second chances.
8 feet and closer. 68-61, the Cougars up by 7 with 7:54 left to play in this game. Lavelle with 1 out of 2, his 7th point of the night. Cougars up by 8. Gary Hall on Spivey. Davis spins, fires, forces, and scores. Tough shot by Davis. 69-63. Cougars have a 6-point lead with 7:26 left. Hall for 3. He's got it. Gary Hall with a big 3. And that puts the Cougars back up by 9. So every time Mott makes a little run, it seems like the Cougars have something to counter with. And 7:15 left. The Cougars are up by 9.
20. Okay, stay up, guys, stay up. Okay. Good job, Gary. Good pick, Jim. Now, you're the key man, Elias. You got to be in the middle to take anybody that's driving and take the charge. You're going to close them off, and if they stop and shoot it, you're going to go after it on the glass. Okay, don't quit when you take the charge. Get after it. If they shoot a jump shot from the foul line out, I'm not going to be upset with you. What I don't want them to do is be able to dump it down into those guys low. And you got to front him down low, and Elias is going to be there to help, and Jim's going to be there to help. Okay, don't let him catch it low. You got to keep working to get around him, not let him catch it. All right. If he ever does, you got to get arm's length away because he's good sprinting on the baseline. Okay, let's go. Go.
Well, we're going to have to tighten the screws here on defense.
Well, you got to give the Cougars a lot of credit. They lost one of their key players, Kyle Smith, for the game here with about 6 minutes left to go in the first half, and they've shown a lot of heart
Yes, they have.
keeping this Mott team at bay. They're still up by 9 with a good chance to win with 7:10 left to play. Barry hands off to Hodge, and Hodge misses another dunk. Good break for the Cougars as Murray in a hurry, and there's a goaltend.
Boy, I think that was ill-advised. I don't think that ball was going into the hoop.
Exactly, I agree, Gordon. I think that ball was about a foot short, and Hodge, I think his frustration by missing that dunk, wanted to make amends, and he ended up making another error. Spivey looking for that baseline in traffic. Good defense by the Cougars. Thompson drives. It looked like he walked. Elias had the ball, was knocked away, but he was fouled. So the Cougars get the ball back with a foul on Mott.
I think it was on Hodge again.
On Hodge, and that's their 16th foul. So the next foul puts the bonus into play, and Mott wants another timeout with 6:39 left. The Cougars up by 9.
Keep focused. Keep focused. Okay, 6 fouls, so it's ball out of bounds. Okay, run your routes now and execute your assignments, man. If that guy holds you when you're trying to make a cut, you just knock his arm away. Don't stand there and push him. Just push his arm away while you're cutting, but don't let him hold you. Okay, we'll tell the referees to watch on the hole. Do you want to turn around and pick for him? You want to pick for Gary? And have we done that much? Not really. Okay, turn around and set a good screen for him, and then you set your man up and come off of that screen. Now, if both of them go with Gary, you go right back and get it, and Gary comes back to the middle. Okay, use the screen, but you got to hold your ground on that screen. All right, but don't get a foul on it. All right, on offense, keep moving the ball, keep moving it, and getting a good shot, and keep plugging that thing up down in the middle. If that big man shoots from the foul line, that's okay. We can't let him get down inside low. And then we got 5 guys fighting for the rebound. Okay, come on, we're going to do this. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Well, Cougars have shown a lot of grit today, as you said, that losing a key player, and actually that lead has stayed right about where it was when Kyle Smith went out, where it was 14 or 12 when he went out, and it's 11 now. So it just...
Well, it's nice to have Marilyn Slack here tonight.
Yeah.
Rooting the Cougars on. Gary Hall playing postman, in and out. Barry with the rebound, and Hall with the interception. Gary driving and feeding, handling in close. It's blocked by Hodge. And Mott's going to get an easy one here as Thompson scores.
Our only hope was that he tried to dunk it.
(74-65) with 5:53 left. Hanlon drives, doesn't get it. Barry
He had Hodge
releases
turned around
to Davis, and there we don't want that with Mott getting 2 easy ones. Good pass for Forrest, but Lavelle could not convert on that. Cougars still up by 7 with 5:24 left. And Cougars maybe want to be a little patient here. For Forrest with the shot. He didn't have much of an opening, but Elias made the most of it. Cougars back up by 9. We're at the 5-minute mark. Spivey from 3-point range. No.
We got to get some rebounding
Davis
there.
with the tip.
They're feasting on the board sometimes.
I know. I don't like the ease of the last couple of baskets. 7-point advantage still for the Cougars. Hall to the basket, and he's fouled by Thompson. And that will put Gary at the line for 1-1, and these are big free throws.
He's 5 for 7 so far, and a good free throw shooter, so
well, I
might as
know
well be him at the line.
He's got to be looking for some oxygen right now because he's been in there most of this second half.
Yeah.
In and out. Berry with the rebound. Davis in a hurry. Boy, Spivey really working.
He just pushes. He's a bull in there.
Almost stepped out of bounds. Cougars defend it well. Thompson feeds to Davis. Davis has been hurting us inside as he cuts that lead down to 5, 76-71 with 4:06 left to play. Ball was blocked by Thompson, and now Thompson cashes in the other end, and if we're going to take a timeout here, we are tired with 3:46 left to play and still up by 3, 76-73.
Okay, now, man, for a chance to play for a state championship tomorrow night, we got to dig in and we got to move. Now, we're going to run layup offense, and we're going to come to meet every pass, and we're going to make those free throws now. Back cut, set, make your back cuts, get the floor spread out. We're making it too hard on our defense because we're just playing one-on-one. Now, they're tired too. Did you see their press that last time? They waited for you down here. They weren't pressing at all. Okay? They're tired too. It's a matter of who can suck it up and who wants it the most. That's what it's come down to now. We're going to execute our routes. If you get the easy shot on the end of that fast break, you take it. Otherwise, you spread that floor out and get down and handle the rock, and you're going to get fouled. You got to come to meet every pass. Don't run away from any passes. Keep the floor spread out here. Every time they foul us, we're going to the foul line. You guys be ready to come. Elias and Eric, be ready to come and finish when the ball goes. And if he kicks it to you in the corner, you get a wide open three, you go ahead and take it, Elias, okay? If it's wide open, you got plenty of time to shoot it. All right? How many timeouts we got left, Jason? We got one timeout left, so we got to do this, man, not using that timeout now. Okay, let's do it now. Everybody reaches down in and finds a little extra now. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's play tomorrow night. All right,
Very exciting finish here, Dave.
Well, we'll see what the Cougars have left. They've still got a 3-point lead, but if anything, Mott has momentum here in the last 5 minutes.
Well, as Coach said, we're
into a layup offense, so we're going to go for the good one. We've got to hit our free throws too if the foul takes place. Well, we're down to 6 seconds on the shot clock, and Lavelle Guess to Forrest for 3. Yes, Elias! I think that has to be his most important three-pointer of his career as he came through with a big shot. And that puts the Cougars back up by 6. To Barry, under pressure, no! Chandler with the rebound. He hammers it in.
We're obviously still going to be in a layup offense.
79-75. The lead is 4. Cougars making sure. Ooh. Well, they weren't making sure.
Yeah.
Now we got a 2-point game, 79-77. 2:20 left to play. The Cougars still up by 2, but Mott charging hard. And we got a foul by Davis. And why, I don't know.
No, that was not a good one. It gives us a chance for a little cushion here.
Well, these are important free throws by Lavelle Guess. That's the 8th team foul on Mott, and they don't get it, but we got a tip by Forrest. Elias with the last 5 points for the Cougars, and what a spot for him to get hot.
Big defensive stand here.
Spivey may have taken an extra step. And we've got a foul on Hodge as he muscled around, or excuse me, that's on Barry as he pushed to get his hands on the ball.
I think he wrapped Elias on the back of the head. So
The 9th team foul on Mott, and that may have been Barry's 5th, the way he's reacting. Well, no, his 4th. 2 free throws by, well, 1-on-1 situation still. That's the 9th foul on Mott, 4th on Barry, but Elias with a chance to add to the lead. 1:54 on the clock. Long rebound is picked up by Hanlon. In close. The Farvaris, he scores! Elias!
one. Well, I thought maybe he should pull it out and milk the clock a little, but
We'll take the 2.
yep.
83-77, a 6-point lead with 1:39 left to play. Spivey with the ball, looking for a
He
drive.
traveled again, I think.
For Forrest with the rebound. Elias working hard. And now we'll definitely go layup. Mott will have to foul if they want the ball. And Gary Hall to the basket. He's got it. Gary Hall. And we've got timeout on the floor with the Cougars up by 8. 85-77. 1:13 on the clock.
Boy, Elias had a strong rebound at the other end there, Dave.
I guess we don't have a timeout.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what went.
Elias had a strong rebound at the other end. They were swatting at it, and it just was.
Well, anyway, Cougars looking good now, and now they call timeout at midcourt. The Cougars up by 8. 1:12 left to play.
Good job, Jim. Now, that cut from you is still the best cut right now because then you can get it right back to Jim. When Elias catches the ball now, you take off. It's like we got a runner on the opposite side of the floor. Okay?
When Elias catches it right here, you're right here. This cut.
Yeah, you come to this side.
cut.
I was going back to
Yeah, I know. But see, we've never done this in practice, but we can do it here because they're letting him catch it. Okay, you come to the middle, and then Lavelle, if he goes to Elias, it's just like we have a reverse runner. We have a runner on the other side, and Gary takes off and comes to his side, and you follow him right in there. You follow me? If it goes to Elias. Now, if he doesn't catch it, then you still have to make your cut up. You still have to go up and get the ball. We're going to finish this thing now. Let's go. Let's go. Go.
Well, they're giving Elias a little extra room there, so we've got the runner is going to come from a little different position than usual on this press. But
Well, the other night at Grand Rapids, Elias had 16 points in the first half, didn't score in the second half. Today, he didn't score in the first half. He's got 11 here in the second half, and the last 7 have been just a real shot in the arm for the Cougar cause here. Spivey with the ball. And
Spivey's the go-to guy here, so he took it. Boy.
Oh, he didn't get the basket. Gary Hall with a rebound, and boy, can we sit on it now. They're going to have to foul and foul in a hurry, and there it is. Gary Hall will be at the line for 2, and Gary's got 25 points on the night. A strong game, and he's been in this game, I bet, almost 80% of the time. He has had very few spells on the bench.
Yeah.
But what a great game he's played. The 10th team foul on Mott. That means 2 throws at the line. And Gary's up to the task. 86-77. Gordon, I think we're going to have a Western Conference final tomorrow.
I hope so.
Count on it. 27 points for Gary Hall. Cougars up by 10. Davis doesn't get it. Gary Hall with another rebound. And he's fouled immediately. And things are going the Cougars' way here. They were up to the challenge as Mott looked like they had him to the ropes.
They knocked it down to 2, and
Knocked it down to 2, and then Elias for Forrest with 7 straight points. And now Gary Hall's taken over.
We went into that layup offense, and it worked just like it's
A lot of times
out.
that layup offense at that point of the game can take you out of the offense and create
Right.
problems.
Gets everybody standing around.
This time, with the exception of one steal, I think it worked to perfection.
Well, it just resulted in some layups. That's what it was. Elias Faforis hit that three, and we've had a succession of free throws and layups. So
48.7 seconds to go. The Cougars up by 11, 88-77. And Mott's got to be looking for threes now as Thompson lets it fly. No. Tipped out. Lavelle Guest with the rebound. He's fouled immediately by Chandler. And this last 40 seconds may take a while, but it looks like it's over from this point.
Well, Dave, really, when Kyle Smith went out, he blocked so many shots right at the start, kept him in the game on the defensive end. When he went out, I thought we might suffer a slow death to the end of the game. I didn't. I mean, it obviously was a good possibility that we'd do what we did, but I thought we might die a slow death.
Well, we got some good relief work by Eric Wells, and now Elias Faforis coming up with some big baskets here in the second half. Cougars up by 12 with 36 seconds left. Davis doesn't get it. Ball's loose. Chandler scores, and we got a timeout. With 28.9 seconds left, the Cougars still up by 10, and they'll get a rest and discuss the next strategy.
Good shot, Bill. Good work, Gary.
Okay, listen. Yeah, the biggest thing, man, now is we don't celebrate too soon. You know how long it takes to hit 3 threes? And that makes this a one-possession game. So we're going to dig it. You got to make free throws now, and you got to cut the ball hard. Do your fundamental things correctly. Okay, let's finish it out. You've done a great job. Let's finish it out with class now, okay? Let's go. Strong, good cuts and everything. Go. John, I want to see you catch that inbounds pass now. Jim, get it to John, and Gary's going. Okay, get it to John, and Gary's going.
28.9 seconds left in this semifinal game. The Cougars have the advantage right now. They're up by 10, 89-79.
Well, Dave, as I was saying, I thought they might die a slow death, but when they opened up the coffin, there was someone else inside.
Yeah. Ooh, I think I ought to write that one down. When they opened up the coffin. Okay. The home run ball for Forrest. Elias to the basket. He lays it in, and he's fouled, and boy, oh boy. Things are going well for the Cougars.
Exclamation point on the win.
That looked like Brian Greasy throwing to his wide receiver in the Rose Bowl.
Yep, that was a...
And that's going to give those guys a rest as they've got help coming in from the sides. Elias with 13 points, all in the second half. Well, the Cougars celebrate now. They've got their work cut out for them for a state championship, but they're defending their crown. 14 points for Elias in the second half. What a game. What a game for Elias, and he came up strong when it counted.
Neil Johnson, Jason McBride, Doug Little, Ryan Kennedy, David Urigen.
Roy Davis. Trick here is don't foul as McBride gets the rebound. Jason to Doug Little. He's got two more for the Cougars. 94-79. Thompson doesn't get it. For some reason, the ball just won't go in now for Mott. McBride for three. He's got it. Jason McBride with a three. And we still got 2 seconds on the clock. Spivey with a three. And off the glass, but the Cougars come up strong. 97-79. They'll go to the finals tomorrow, and it'll be another home game for the Cougars. But What a great opportunity, Gord.
This was a remarkable game. Mott was averaging on defense a yield of 68 points a game, and instead we got 97. So the offensive output here was tremendous.
402 victories, and this was one of the sweeter ones. We'll be back and talk to the coach here as the Cougars are celebrating.
Our final again tonight, as they're still screaming in the background, Coach. 97-79, a semifinal win over the Mott Bears, number 6 in the country. What a great game. You think about it, and I'll give some stats here. For Mott, Spivey with 24, Thompson with 19, Davis with 11. They shot 39% from the field. First half it was 30%, second half 46%. They had 56 rebounds, which was about 9 more than the Cougars. For the Cougars, Gary Hall, what a game he had. He had 28 points, a lot of big baskets, all through the second half and all through the first half. I think it was about equal each half. John Murray with 22, but Elias Forforus, who had that 16 points in the first half against Grand Rapids, saved them all for what a critical time he saved them for in the second half here tonight.
Yeah.
47% from the Cougars from the field, 47.5 with that 43 and a 51% the second half. So they shot very well the second half. Again, they were 9 rebounds short of Mott, but they were 18 points up on the scoreboard. So what a great win for the Cougars.
It's a shame that you can't have more time to celebrate these wins, David. We play within 18 hours again for a state championship, but this was probably our best second half that we played all year long. And when they got within 2 of us, Gary made that big 3, and then you're right, when Elias went back in there, he was just absolutely crucial on the offense. And we managed in the second half. I thought, I don't know how many offensive rebounds they ended up with. Looks like they ended up with 25. Well, we didn't really do much better on the glass. 25 of their 56 were offensive boards. And, you know, you've seen teams in the past that I've had through the years. We haven't had a lot of the big rebounders. And when a team can come in here and get 25 offensive rebounds and you can beat them by 18, I mean, that's incredible. But one of the reasons we were able to do it, we made 11 turnovers against that pressure. This was probably as good a defensive team as we faced all year. Maybe Danville, Illinois was as good, but boy, when they came after us, we were tired. And it was, we needed that play by Gary. We had some guys that put it on the floor. We didn't pass it as well as I wanted us to, but they put it on the floor, and with their defense spread, because they're in the passing lanes, they made the play all the way to the bucket several times.
I think you have to give Mott some credit for not allowing some of those passes tonight.
Yes, that's a very quick team, and Mott has to have as good a shot at winning that regional championship as anybody. You know, their record is no fluke. They're an excellent team.
Well, with about 3 minutes left to go in the game, it was down to 2, and you had a timeout. You called for a layup offense. Mm-hmm. Now, that's always makes some people roll their eyes sometimes, because here Cougars have been playing very well, and it seemed like Mott had all the momentum going their way, and the Cougars seemed tired as they came to the bench.
Yeah.
But they came out, and I remember it as Elias making a three-pointer.
Yes.
That really,
well, I told Elias to shoot it. I told Elias, if you get the
it was only
3.
5 seconds.
Well, yeah, he had to shoot that at the end of the possession. That was a huge bucket, Dave.
Yep.
But when a team has momentum on you, if you noticed, right, we had about a 9-point lead, and there were 2 or 3 possessions in a row where we came down and shot the ball in the first 15 seconds of the shot clock, and we missed it, and they kicked it out, and they're running and all that. So what layup does, you know, I don't like to play it, to be honest with you, but what it does, it stops the other team from running at you.
Yep.
We're getting the 1-on-1 every time they foul us. They have to come after us, because the 35 seconds, they can't afford to lose that much because they're still behind. And I am really proud of the way we took care of the ball and made some free throws down the stretch. And then that tip in that Elias made off that free throw, that was a huge
He scored
basket.
7 straight points there with that 3, and then followed it up with a couple 2s. Spivey was creating a lot of trouble inside that second half, and there the last few minutes of the game we were able to shut him out.
Yes, that was huge. That time he drove down in there, I think we had all 4 of our defenders between him and the bucket. He still almost finger rolled it in. But after he shot it, he could get it back.
Yeah.
They had 2 or 3 guys that could get it and shoot it again. And we were just, we're just sitting over there, get a rebound, somebody get a rebound. If we get a rebound, we could get it out and go with it, because they had so many guys crashing the offensive boards. But Just a great win. John Murray had some big buckets in the second half, and I think this was Gary Hall's finest game at KVCC to this point.
Well, another on the other side, you had Kyle Smith, who sprained an ankle. He had a good game going too, with 6 points, several rebounds, and several block shots after about 10 minutes of play.
Yeah, that's a real concern too, Dave, for tomorrow, because it looks like he's not going to be able to play. But what a thrill to lose a guy, our only guy averaging over 6 rebounds a game, and to lose him and to be able to hang in there and beat a team like Mott is just a great credit. Everybody found a little something extra to put in. Eric Wells, Jim Hanlon, he was playing tired, and it took a lot out of us, a lot more than Lansing had to put out. So that's not going to work to our favor tomorrow. But hey, when you're playing for a state championship, I mean, only 2 teams are playing tomorrow. So, and we now have the #1 seed in Michigan for the regional tournament, because Lansing's going to a different tournament.
Really?
So this gets us a bye in the first round of the regional tournament. We don't play now until Thursday, and to win the regional, we'd only have to play 3 games instead of 4.
Well, that'll help Kyle get back into the flow of things.
Yes, we're hoping. Chris said he isn't positive, but he's thinking that Tuesday might be the earliest that Kyle's going to be able to run on that foot again. So we'll have to come in here tomorrow. Lansing stayed around to watch the whole game. They know what we've got. We had that great overtime game with them up there. It's going to be a great challenge for us to beat Lansing tomorrow night. But hey, you know, you couldn't. This team's ranked 6th in the country, so it can't get a whole lot tougher than this.
And you're the only team that can say we're defending our state crown.
Yes, yeah, we're trying to defend our state crown. That's correct.
And a little of that experience may have helped, as both Jim and Elias were really playing well in the last couple minutes of the game.
They really reached down in and played hard and played smart down the stretch and took good care of the basketball. I thought it was a very physical game.
We made that remark too.
Yeah.
And I thought the referees called some things close in the first half and kept the game in control.
Yeah.
Had they not made those calls, I think it could have gotten a little more physical.
They're good referees. All of them are good referees that work at this level this time of year. And I was not real happy in the first half, because when you're playing a team as quick as Mott, you wanted to call them a little closer.
Yep.
And they were hand checking a little bit, but Gary handled it pretty well. I mean, they didn't really strip him. I just thought they bumped him several times, and it could have been called a foul. But hey, that's the way it is everywhere. This time of year, the referees are saying to themselves before the game, let's let the players decide it. Don't call any cheap stuff. So that's the way it's going to be. You just got to learn to play it that way. And I thought Jim Hanlon especially and Gary did a great job with that physical contact, handling all those bumps and pushes.
Well, the other thing, I think a strength of your team is you don't rely on one person to bring the ball up the floor. You've got Jim Hanlon that can do it, Lavelle, Gary. You've got several people that can bring the ball up the floor. If one person would have had to done all that ball handling, he wouldn't have made it through the game.
Yeah, that's true. Gary looked really tired there a couple of times. Of course, I took him out, and then Lavelle got his 4th foul. I had to get him right back in there, so he played the full 20 minutes in the second half at Grand Rapids. That's a tired young man. And we didn't run him much yesterday in practice, so hopefully he'll have enough left to reach down in there one more time tomorrow.
Well, good luck to you, Coach, and 3:15 we'll be here, and hopefully get this game on Access so a lot of people can enjoy it with the Cougars.
Okay, Dave. Good. Thank you.
Final tonight, the Cougars win a semifinal match against the Mott Bears, 97-79. We'd like to thank you for watching tonight's game, and please join us again for more KVCC Action Basketball.